Okay, so we've all seen celebrity endorsements go totally off the rails, right? Well, today on The Explainer, we are breaking down a truly fascinating moment in modern marketing. We're going to look at how a massive beauty brand took a viral influencer disaster and completely flipped the script. Honestly, the way this specific crisis was handled is an absolute masterclass in reading the room. So let's dive into the story of Neutrogena, pop star Tate McRae, and a makeup wipe that somehow transformed into a total internet diva. I mean, seriously, what do you do when your own brand ambassador literally won't use your product on camera? It is the absolute nightmare scenario for any marketing exec. Think about it. You secure a massive celebrity, you plan the entire campaign, the video goes live, and then the ambassador barely even lets the product touch their face. Neutrogena's response to this very public, very viral problem is a super interesting case study in modern crisis management. We're going to map out exactly how they navigated the whole shebang. But to really understand the backlash, we kind of need to back up and look at the timeline. So in 2025, the greedy singer Tate McRae was named Global Brand Ambassador for Neutrogena. Huge partnership, right? Fast forward to July 2026, and things get a little interesting. A trademark is filed for Tate by Tate McRae, covering skincare and fragrance. Keep that in mind, because that brings us to August 2026. McRae posts this post-show routine video on TikTok. She's promoting Neutrogena's makeup remover face wipes. But viewers immediately noticed something pretty glaring. She appeared to barely touch her skin with the wipes. And as we all know, the internet literally never misses a detail. Part 1. An influencer marketing misfire. Now, what's absolutely wild here is how fast the TikTok audience caught on to the fact that she wasn't really using the product. When your core audience demands authenticity above everything else, a misfire like this doesn't just slip by unnoticed. It sparks an instant, very vocal backlash. The comment section? It instantly turned into a battleground. You had users like Destiny_TV asking, "Is Neutrogena bad for your skin or something?" The audience just naturally assumed there had to be a reason the paid ambassador was hesitating to actually touch the wipe to her face. So the narrative shifted overnight from, "Oh, look at this celebrity's cool routine," to, "Wait, what is wrong with this product?" And the heat didn't just stop with the singer. People went straight for the brand. Users Fraz wrote, "I can't believe Neutrogena approved this." Viewers were totally bewildered by the brand's marketing team. Like, they couldn't understand how a major corporation would review a video where the product isn't even being used properly, give it the green light, and let it go live to millions of followers. Suddenly, the brand's basic competence was on trial. Oh, and the sarcasm was completely off the charts. As user Ashley0912 put it, "Refusing to actually use the product you're marketing. Interesting choice." The criticism here was so direct, hitting the nail on the head and highlighting the exact moment an expensive influencer marketing campaign backfired into a massive PR headache for the Kenvue-owned skincare brand. Part 2. A diva wipe responds. So here is where things get really interesting. How does a massive corporation handle this rapidly escalating situation? Usually, they panic, delete the video, and issue some stiff, legalistic apology on a Notes app screenshot. But Neutrogena? They chose a completely different, totally unconventional path. 9 million. That is the number of notifications Neutrogena received from likes, comments, shares, and reposts of McRae's controversial video. 9 million. That's enough to overwhelm any social media manager. It was a massive wave of viral attention. At that scale, you can't just sweep it under the rug. You absolutely have to address it. But how you address it, that makes all the difference in the world. So rather than retreating behind a boring corporate statement, Neutrogena took to their official Instagram account with a tongue-in-cheek animated video. Their caption read, "I would like to thank everyone for the sudden attention. Please respect my privacy as I adjust to the fame." And get this, they wrote it entirely from the point of view of the makeup wipes themselves. In the video, the wipe takes on a life of its own, saying, "Hey, wow, I have been off the grid. Little digital detox after a big festival weekend." You know the one, wink, wink. "And I check my phone to see 9 million notifications from you guys. Thank you. I see you and I hear you, girl. I am really good at cleansing your face, but am I even better at causing a scene?" By turning the wipe into this self-aware, fame-hungry diva, Neutrogena leaned directly into the joke. They didn't get defensive at all. They just playfully acknowledged how absurd the whole situation was. Part 3. The PR Masterclass. This whole saga is just a perfect example of how matching the internet's tone can completely diffuse a crisis. When the internet is mocking you, sometimes the absolute most powerful thing you can do is mock yourself, but do it even better. And the results of this strategy? They really speak for themselves. Just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. On one side, you have the original, angry, suspicious TikTok backlash, super critical of both the brand and the influencer. But jump over to Instagram in response to that animated diva wipe, and the comments instantly neutralize the negativity. Users were calling the response legendary and top tier, with one person even saying that first wow and I am locked in on this diva, more from her please. They literally turned an angry internet mob into an engaged, entertained fan base. Like, who does that? And honestly, this is the ultimate win right here for any marketing team. User Priestley the Pub commented, "Why does this low-key make me want to buy the wipes?" This humorous pivot was so incredibly effective that it actually drove purchase intent. Viewers were praising the response as top-tier marketing, and because they were so entertained, they kind of completely forgot about the initial failure of the influencer video. They were totally sold on the brand's personality instead. This successful deflection stands out even more when you zoom out and look at the broader beauty industry lately. Just recently, brands like Dove faced massive TikTok backlash over a limited edition product that turned out to be just packaging. Patrick Ta had to issue a genuinely sorry apology over their transition blush launch controversy, and ELF Cosmetics formally apologized for missing the mark after casting backlash on a campaign. All of these brands relied on traditional, serious apologies. Actually, scratch that, let's call them what they are, standard corporate crisis management. But Neutrogena? They broke the mold, used humor, and walked away with a massive win. Which brings us to our final takeaway. Think back to that timeline for a second. Remember that July trademark filed for Tate McRae's own potential skincare and fragrance brand? Ultimately, as we consider that looming launch, we have to ask ourselves, how are high-stakes influencer partnerships gonna evolve from here? We are living in an era where consumers can spot inauthenticity from a mile away, and they are definitely not afraid to call it out. If an ambassador won't even use a wipe on camera, what happens when they try to sell us their own entire skincare routine? It's a huge question that every brand and influencer will have to answer moving forward. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep your eyes peeled for the next big viral pivot.